So be honest, how many times have you thought that I'm not from a tech background and I do not know coding well? So can I become a product manager? Is it easy for me to enter into the PM role? So in this video, I'm going to clear out the myth that you have. And the biggest myth is that product managers are not software engineers, which is the first thing that you have to understand. Because as a product manager, you're expected to build products, as in you have to define what to build, then you have to understand why is the product important to the user. You need to align engineering, business, design and leadership to ensure that the product fits well in the market, and you're expected to make trade-offs and decisions. But the most important thing is you're not expected to write production code, which is the reality that you did not have a software background, an engineering background to be successful in this role. So if you look at the PM skill set, it is adjacent to engineering, it is adjacent to sales, adjacent to finance and marketing. So you need not be, you need not need to know each and everything, but a little bit of knowledge of each of this discipline is enough to be successful in this in this domain. But as I said, you do not need to be an expert in any one of them. However, what you need to be an expert at, you need to be an expert at empathizing with the customers. You need to be an expert at understanding what the direct and latent needs are of the customer. And you should be able to communicate with the engineers at the level of detailing which is required to make your product successful. And also, you need to be able to communicate with the sales and marketing team to ensure that your product sells in the market. Now, being an engineer with a tech background will help you in communicate with these engineers, especially at big companies like Google, Microsoft, where you are working on B2B enterprise softwares. There usually you have to deal with a lot of engineers who are doing the coding behind the back. That is when you get to work with a lot of engineers. However, since you also need to work with, so basically the whole thing is that there is not one proper degree which is going to teach you everything of product management. Engineering degree is only going to teach you how to work properly with engineers. But will that degree help you in talking with the sales team, with the finance team? No. So if you have an MBA degree, that time you learn certain terms, certain frameworks, and you learn how you can talk with this the sales people, the marketing people, the finance people. So that is why usually product managers are people who have a BTech and the MBA degree. It really helps them because it makes it easier to communicate with everyone. As a product manager, you are technically a focal point, and around which there are a lot of other people who are working together with you to make the business, to make the product successful. But so necessary to talk to each of the team, you need to know the terms in which you need to speak. Obviously, you cannot talk with the engineering terms with a salesperson, or you cannot talk the sales term with the finance person. So to understand what each person talks, that is why multiple degrees, multiple skill sets are required, which is what MBA gives. So what matters more than your degree is your problem solving ability, your product thinking, your structured decision making ability, and your ability to learn fast in the market. So these are what is going to make you successful in this role. And because I have personally known a lot of people from non-tech background who works with me, who do not have a tech background, who come from BSc background but are now very successful product managers. Hence, to be successful, you need the skills which I have set and not necessarily be from an engineering background. So in the next video, I'll with some suggestions on how to do better in this role, what to learn, and how to crack interviews. So if you're interested in this role, in this domain, or in general, if you want certain tips and tricks, then do follow my channel, subscribe to it, and keep following it. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.